A witness describes the shock when Hamas turned a festival into a massacre.
It's like, if you not run now, they will kill you.
Long hours spent hiding and praying. Then thinking she's found a savior, but really, he's a killer. Laura Mallow made it home alive, but more than 260 people there did not. She breaks down a harrowing tale of survival.
You can see here. Maybe with my friends, we drinking, we happy, we enjoy, and someone run to the DJ and say to the DJ, like, stop the music. We start to hear the bombs, the missiles, pa, 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 non-stop, like hour and a half. I live next to Gaza, but it's the first time that I hear a lot of missiles. We see a bunker next to the bus station. We go inside to be safe, and this is when we start to hear a shoot, like pa, 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 pa. A lot of shoots, and people run to us and tell us, like, go from here. People in the bikes shooting everybody. We go into the car and we escape.
Lara Mello, her friend Itamar, so alert, escaping, chronicling their terror somehow. Relief when they found a shelter, then horror, a man.
I think he's soldier of us, but more close, I see the soldier take the gun and start to shoot in us. My car is with shots. After that, we start to just drive.
Where were you hiding?
In a greenhouse next to the kibbutz. We go there in 7 a.m. and the army find us 10:30 p.m. So we've been like 15.5 hours there alone, without water, without food.
That whole time when you're hiding, were you able to get any messages out to your parents?
Yeah. Actually, I just take my phone and call my parents to say bye. I tell them that if I am going from this world, just know that I love you. I really feel that I'm going to die. And my father starts to crying and tell me, like, no, what do you say? Wait, I don't understand nothing. What are you talking about? And I told him, like, very, very quiet, like, Father, I can speak now. They can hear me.
It's dark when the army arrives, and they call her by name. That was the only way she knew she was being rescued.
We go to take my phone from my car, and I open the phone, and of course a lot of messages, a lot of calls. I just put a story in the Instagram when I'm crying, say like, people, we are in life. Thank you for everything.
What do you know about some of your friends now?
A lot of people die of my friends.
You know, as you rest up and you heal, more and more pictures show up, you know, on social media and Telegram.
It's hard to see that. I feel like one side, what I lived is so heavy. The second, I'm alive. I can't believe it. A lot of people didn't have my lucky, and all the world needs to know that it's not a problem with Palestine. It's not a problem with people from Palestine. I have friends from Palestine. The people is with the terrorism, with Hamas.
There are questions tonight about the protection of Israelis and the latest developments in this war. For some answers, I spoke with Lieutenant Colonel Jonathan Conricus of the Israel Defense Forces. So our conversation was just before midnight local time. Here are some excerpts from our talk, and some of the details are graphic. Lieutenant Colonel, thank you for joining us. We are hearing tonight some terrible stories about discoveries in communities near Gaza today. Can you help us understand what the IDF found in Kfar Aza?
Yes, thanks for having me. The atrocities are becoming ever more apparent. The numbers that we have released so far of almost 1,000 killed Israelis and more than 2,500 wounded Israelis, most of those civilians. We've seen the bodies of women, Israeli women, paraded on the streets of Gaza, some of them alive, some of them dead, manhandled with blood, bloodied pants and dresses. And one can only assume what these monsters from Gaza have done to our civilians, our men and women.
What is happening with that fight, as you put it? What are you keeping an eye on in the north at the border with Lebanon? What is happening next in Gaza? We see the airstrikes, but what is coming next?
As of now, we are fighting on three fronts. The primary one is Gaza, the secondary one is Lebanon, and the third one, just opened, is the Syrian front. Rockets and artillery shells have been fired at Israel from Syria, and that maybe comes as news. There are Iranian proxies in Syria. Iran, the world's greatest state sponsor of terrorism, has been busy building a network of proxy organizations around our borders. Hezbollah in Lebanon, Hamas and Islamic Jihad in Gaza, and there are Iranian proxies in Syria as well. It is not yet confirmed who fired, whether it was the Syrian regime or Iranian proxies, but it came from Syrian sovereign territory. But most of the casualties, of course, the overwhelming majority are in the south. There are lots of Israeli troops down in southern Israel in defensive positions, and that's perhaps the big difference between how this war started and what we're doing now. Then we were surprised. Now we are deployed on the ground and responding probably as we should. And we have 300,000 soldiers, reserve soldiers, that have been mobilized. And I'm talking about infantry, armor, artillery, combat engineers, and intelligence that are now preparing themselves around Gaza for the task to come.
You said infantry. Are you preparing for a ground invasion soon?
All options are on the table, and we need to have all our capacities at hand. The aim is to dismantle Hamas's military capabilities.
You mentioned the word surprise in reference to what happened on Saturday. We spoke tonight with a woman who survived the massacre at that music festival. She was on the run for hours. She said she has a question for the military, which is, how did the military and intelligence agencies miss this? She doesn't understand. A lot of people do not understand.
I think at this stage, nobody understands. And that and many other questions made by Israeli civilians, by parents and relatives of the abducted, the missing Israelis, and by parents to soldiers and all ordinary Israelis. They're asking many very legitimate questions, hard questions that pertain to the combat capabilities of the IDF. It will be the focus once the last bullet is fired in Gaza.
You know, I think, sir, some people will hear that and think they don't know when the last bullet will ever be fired, but they need answers sooner than that. You know, there is evidence of a Hamas training video with mock-ups of settlements. Did the IDF not see that? Was it not worried about it?
There's a difference between seeing what your enemy is doing and understanding his intentions, and then matching those intentions and capabilities with your actions. But I won't go into further details about this. This will be investigated.
Right now, they want answers about the hostages. Is there any information you can tell us about them, about efforts to free them, about how many they are, where they are?
They are underground, held by Hamas and the Islamic Jihad. We are talking about women, children, infants, toddlers, disabled people, Holocaust survivors that have been dragged off into Gaza and are now held by Gaza underground in Hamas's network of tunnels that they have built underneath the Gaza Strip.
Will the presence of the hostages change what you do in Gaza now?
I'm not going to comment about that.
Okay, understood. Lieutenant Colonel, thank you for talking with us. We appreciate the time.
Thank you.
Ian, we're wrapping up for the night here in Tel Aviv, so it's back to you in Vancouver.
And of course, we'll see you again tomorrow, Adrienne, with more coverage of this war. And stay safe. Coming up, Canada's nursing shortage is having a ripple effect around the globe. Why it's causing a brain drain in Ghana. Plus,
the beginning of the long dash, which follows 10 seconds of silence, will indicate exactly 1 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time.
the beat and tones heard across Canada, why the long dash has finally come to an end. Ghana trains nurses and Canada snaps them up.
On monthly basis.
It's not a fair deal.
Medical workers there are proposing a fix.
Canada should be able to support Ghana's training.
We'll show you how they make their case for your taxes. David Common traveled to Ghana to hear firsthand the allegation that Canada is solving its nursing shortage at the expense of a less fortunate country.
Ghana's healthcare system is facing a crisis. There just aren't enough experienced nurses.
Is it right for you to just finish your national service and decide that you are leaving?
The country trains plenty, but then they leave for better salaries abroad.
It's affecting the staff.
I've seen quite a number of my nurses leave on monthly basis, and it's quite devastating.
Dr. Kennedy Bryson doesn't blame his registered nurses for seeking opportunity abroad, but he is critical of countries that take those nurses and do nothing for Ghana.
So Canada is benefiting tremendously. The United States is benefiting. UK is benefiting. But those of us who are doing the training are not benefiting. Amy just left. I think she got to Canada. Is it Canada?
Last year, 7,000 of Ghana's nurses left for wealthier nations, but the brain drain has got even worse this year. In just the first 6 months of 2023, 5,200 departed. Most of them had been trained in the public system.
It's not a fair deal that is going on.
It's like Ghana, the head of the Nurses Association says, is subsidizing countries like Canada.
I think it's about time these countries actually approach Ghana and go into some formal bilateral arrangements so that if we package nurses from Ghana and bring them to Canada, for example, Canada should be able to support Ghana's training.
Notice that she isn't saying nurses shouldn't go. She says that is their right, especially when the average wage for a nurse here is around $300 a month.
Could you buy a house on a Ghana nurse's salary?
That would be really, really difficult.
You're looking to move abroad?
Yes, that's the plan.
To Canada?
Yes, that's the plan.
And where?
Well, now I'm looking to relocate to Alberta.
Alberta?
Yes. I submitted in my application in February, but
Festus Yaw-Frimpong could be there by the end of the year, lured by a better salary and a provincial offer to pay the first 3 months of his accommodation. It'll help support his extended family back in Ghana, but he worries about the co-workers and patients he'll leave behind.
This is difficult. I mean, this is home, you know, so we have a lot of nurses and midwives living, and then most of them are the experienced ones. So then the question we ask is, what's going to happen in Ghana in the next 2 or 3 years?
They have their human rights to travel across the world and decide where to ply their trade. But the ordinary Ghanaian also has a right to be seen and treated when he or she is sick.
The message from Ghana is not stop stealing our nurses, it's pay us to offset Ghana's costs to produce nurses for countries like Canada. It shows the domino effect of the nurse staffing crisis around the world.
David, you spoke to nurses in Ghana who are struggling with this decision. What did they tell you?
Well, Ian, it's this push-pull. You know, they are looking at the opportunity in a place like Canada to make a better salary, send some of that money back home to their family, but then worried about their family and what kind of healthcare system they're going to be left with, because you have to consider which nurses are leaving. It's very often those with a considerable amount of experience. You know, for instance, those who have specialized in pediatric care or early children, children in their very early parts of their lives, babies. And when you take that kind of expertise out of the system, you're also taking away the teachers, those who would teach younger nurses. And so it has a very profound effect on Ghana's already fragile health system.
Really interesting angle to this nurse's story. David, thank you.
Thank you.
Coming up, it's the end of an era for Canadian radio.
The CBC brings you the Dominion Observatory official time signal.
Canada's longest running radio segment runs out of time. That's next in our moment. The Long Dash has been on CBC Radio for more than 80 years. From coast to coast to coast, the beeps connected listeners, airing at exactly 1 p.m., that's Eastern Time, every single day. That is until yesterday, when the iconic tone aired for the last time, the end for a one-of-a-kind piece of Canadiana. The long moment of silence is our moment.
1 o'clock. Eastern Daylight Time.
The Long Dash started on November 5th, 1939, and at the time it was a very important thing for Canadians coast to coast.
The CBC brings you the Dominion Observatory official time signal.
People were tuning their clocks on their wrists at their home, their grandfather clocks, to that tone. You had the railroads that used it, shipping companies that used it, so it was a very vital tool.
The beginning of the Long Dash indicates exactly...
The last broadcast of the Dash was at 1 p.m. Eastern on October 9th, 2023. It existed for 84 years, so technically it is our longest running radio program by far, even if it was only for a few seconds.
Well, the Long Dash just reminds me of my childhood. So I started doing CBC Tells. So then I did the second one about how would you know it's 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock or 1 o'clock. It's sort of a punctuation mark in my life. It's a heartbeat type thing. I'm just sentimental. I don't want it to end. It has nothing to do with selling tea towels. It's part of who we are, so it's I feel sad about it.
You can hear a soothing silence, then a beep.
One person, they have this nostalgic memory of lunchtime because whenever they heard that tone, their mother would start cooking lunch. So the majority of people are very sad that it's gone and that it's kind of signaling an end to an era.
Okay, I know some of you out there are going, what are they talking about? But for those of us of a certain age who adore CBC Radio, it is a nostalgic time. I thought the copy was wrong earlier when it said 1 o'clock, because in Atlantic Canada, the Maritimes, it was 2. Then I moved out here, it was 10 o'clock in the morning. But you know what? Whatever time it was that tone and the silence and setting your watch that did kind of bring a lot of us together. Well, for Adrienne and all of us here at the National, thanks for being with us. You can watch anytime, anywhere on the free CBC News app and subscribe to the National's YouTube channel. I'm Hanomansing. Good night.